So you got yourself a Raspberry Pi and you want to make it into a little home server. Well, in this one, we're going to do just that. We're going to install Docker and Portainer so you can start installing different Docker containers and easily manage them. Let's get into it. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is HAVOK. Like I said in the intro, in this one, we're going to install Docker and Portainer on our Raspberry Pi. In the previous video of this series, we installed Raspberry Pi OS and learned how to terminal or SSH into it. And before we get into the content, a couple things for you. First up, I recorded this over a couple day span, so you'll see the clothes change a little bit. And anything that you need for this video, if you don't have it, I'll put a link in the description below. With that said, let's get into it. The first thing we want to do is make sure the OS is upgraded. So we'll go ahead and put this command in here, sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade -y. It's going to go and see if there's any updates, and if so, it'll install them. There looked like a couple packages since we last did this video. There we go. We're all installed. Next, we'll install Docker. Docker is what allows us to run containers, which isolates all of our applications. Instead of having dozens of like virtual machines up and running, we can just do Docker containers on our Raspberry Pi and keep everything nice and clean. And what's nice about Docker is they already have a script ready for us to run. So we'll go ahead and copy and paste that in directly from the Docker website. I'll have a link in the description below with all the commands in this video, so you don't have to worry about that. That command is curl-ssl and then the link to Docker and then pipe sh. When you're doing this, it is case sensitive, so just make sure you type it in correctly or copy and paste. And there we go. Docker is now officially installed. You can see it is up and running. If we type docker ps, the permission is denied because we have not put our user in the Docker group. We'll do that now. We'll paste in this command, sudo usermod -ag docker, and then the username. But what I want to do now is reboot the system. And the reason is, one, we need to log out and log back in for our user. And then two, we installed Docker, and I just want to make sure everything is up and running and nice. So we'll go ahead and reboot now and come on back to the terminal. The Raspberry Pi is rebooted and we're logged back in. Now, if we do docker ps, it does not give us an error because we are part of that Docker group, but we have no images. We have no containers. So let's go ahead and install our first container. This is the one everybody pretty much does just to make sure Docker is working. We'll paste that in here, docker run hello world. And this is going to go ahead and download the hello world container and it'll get it up and running. And we can see here, it says hello from Docker. This message shows that installation appears to be working correctly. That's great. That means our Docker is working. Now that we know Docker is up and running, it's time to install Portainer. You can manage all of your Docker stuff with a command line, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Portainer provides us with a web UI where we can easily manage our Docker containers all from the web browser. And if you don't know what Portainer is, it is a visual management tool for Docker. The first thing we need to do is we need to create a volume to run the container in. And to create that volume, we do this command, docker volume create Portainer _data. And there we go. It created that Portainer folder for us. Now we'll run the Docker command that installs Portainer. We'll clear the screen, and then we will paste this in. So it's docker run -d -p, and then the ports. These ports right here, 9443. If you don't want Portainer to run on 9443, you can change that there. The name of our container is going to be Portainer, restart as always. And then this is some of the folder stuff it's going to run. And you can see here, this is the Portainer data folder that we just created. And it's going to download the latest version of Portainer, the latest image. We'll hit enter. Can't find it, so it's going to go pull it down for us, and you can see it's downloading and installing, and that was pretty quick. You can see it's all done now. The next step is open up our web browser and go into Portainer. To access your Portainer, what you're going to do is open up your web browser and go to the IP address or the name of the server and then :9443. That 9443 is the port that we set in the installation. So if you set a different port for that, make sure you enter that in the web address bar. And here we need to create our username and our password. And I believe we only have about 5 to 10 minutes to do this. So you'll want to do it quick. If not, you'll have to go through and reset up that Docker container to do this one more time. So set your username and your password here, and then click create user. Now we are logged into Portainer. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to dark mode because this is pretty bright. So you'll click on your little user icon on the top right, go to my account, and then you see right here the themes at the top. We have system theme, high contrast. I'm going to go dark theme. On the left side, we can click home. We can see our server here is called local. We can rename that if we want, and I will end up doing that. We click on that. We go in here. We see we have 2 containers. One container is this random Moosing Johnson. It's going to be a random container name for you. That is our hello world container, and it is stopped. It only runs real quick when we download and run it to make sure it works. And the second one is Portainer. And the reason Portainer is in here is that it is a Docker container. So it's kind of interesting. You're in Portainer and then you see Portainer running. Just something to note there. That's why Portainer is in there. All right, there you have it. That is how you install Docker and Portainer on your Raspberry Pi. We now have a full-fledged little mini server for our home lab. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments below how you're using your Raspberry Pi. And before we go, just to let you know, we launched the HAVOK Club. Go over to havokclub.com. You can get signed up, support the community. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and keep doing good.